Hey, welcome to the Fishnet. I'm Garrett Hallfish. Here's Alex Hartwig.
Me.
Welcome to our second episode of this E3 series. This one, we're going to talk about Microsoft, their press conference. Now, this one's going to be a little weird because Alex and I don't own Xboxes or Xbox Ones. I try to get my friend Manny. You can yell at him all you want.
Manny.
Because he loves Xbox, and we wanted a more positive view. Or at least someone who could bring the hype. I'll bring Hey, welcome to the Fishnet. I'm Garrett Hallfish. Here's Alex Hartwig.
Me.
Welcome to our second part of our E3 series for all 8 press conferences, our impressions of each one. This one we're going to talk about Microsoft. This is going to be a little weird for us. Neither of us own Xboxes or Xbox Ones. I tried to bring my friend Manny Wagner. Find him on Facebook, yell at him.
Manny, please. I'm crying.
I wanted someone who could bring the hype, who loves Microsoft. We can't really bring the hype. I can kind of bring some hype, but we're gonna talk about what we thought because we do watch it every year.
I mean, I have some good things to say about Microsoft.
Yeah, so I guess when they first started the press conference with Halo 5. Nathan Fillion in Halo 5. I love Nathan.
Oh yeah, I mean Nathan's great, but I mean they've already announced that. I mean he was already in a Halo
they'd already
game.
announced it?
Yeah, and then he's already been in a game.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was in ODST, I believe.
Okay.
So I mean that's kind of like a hey, he's back.
Oh.
Which I mean doesn't.
I thought this was a huge review.
No. This was announced like last week.
Because I feel bad.
They showed the character model of him.
Because that was kind of where my excitement ended. Because like, for me, it's like I've enjoyed like listening to the story of Halo when I've watched friends play it. But like the gameplay just looks the same.
A little drawn out at this point.
Yeah. So it looked like more of the same. But they did talk a little bit that the 24-player multiplayer.
That sounds fun.
With like their new mode Warzone, where like there's a bunch of AI enemies as well, and that one looked actually pretty cool because like it's kind of a mix between the single player and multiplayer.
Yeah,
and it just felt like a big it felt like a Warzone. So that one, well, I don't know how Halo players will take it, but I thought it was pretty cool.
They'll probably take it pretty well. I mean, Halo players are infamous for yelling about moms and loving their kills. So
asking for sandwiches.
Yeah. So,
Mom. But
so it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I had an Xbox, I'd buy it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's just, is it a game? Is it a console seller? I don't think so at this point. Not anymore. It used to be.
It depends on how much you like Halo.
I mean, yeah, but I think years ago, Halo 3 was a console seller.
Yeah.
You know, it was a console must-buy. Halo 5.
Well, Halo 4 didn't seem like I thought Halo 4 was the coolest one I had seen. It was also the most recent. It was a beautiful game, but apparently it wasn't that big in the Xbox community.
ODST was however the one that was taken well.
Yeah.
I just think that I don't know. Halo is starting to get old.
Yeah.
That pony has left the building.
That could be why Bungie kind of moved on.
Well, yes. I think Bungie needed that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're making the same game for years and years and years, it kind of gets a little stale.
Yeah.
But what my highlight of the show, which is probably not anyone else's highlight.
I bet there's maybe 2.
It's one of my 2 highlights. But
2.
Recore, which is this game here. You probably can't really tell much.
They might.
But one thing I thought was cool. So basically, it's about a female. All we really know is from like a cinematic trailer. It's about a female and her little robot dog. She seems to have like some little grappling mechanic, and then like it seems like the orb inside the dog, that glowing blue orb. Seems to be like its essence, which like I think could really mean for some cool things. And apparently, we don't have to wait too long. It's coming next spring. But what I thought was cool, so it's Keiji Inafune and some makers of Metroid Prime. So like 2 prominent groups. So like that could be a recipe for success. It doesn't always mean success, but I think that's like
It could be great.
I can see why they put
It
that
could
out
be
there.
great. I'm really surprised that we didn't see gameplay, considering it comes out this soon.
Yeah, but there's always
Because-
Gamescom, which I know they also have.
They were really loving that. They were hyping that up, which
well, just because
was
they have
interesting.
they have 2 other prominent games that are
no,
like,
it was,
showing.
I think they're going to show 3. I think it's Crackdown, Quantum Break, and then
Scalebound, scale something.
well, 3 games. We know 2, but I know that they're really going to be bringing that up. I'm a little concerned because if you rush greatness, you will get just another Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Already this year, like, I just love how many female characters we're having, main characters.
It's great.
It's been a
It's
problem
really
in
good.
games, and like none of them have seemed very like hypersexualized.
Yeah, no, this is just seems like it's just a female.
Yeah, like
it's not like this big breasted female.
yeah, like Bethesda has one in Dishonored. We got this one here. Sony has one. Like everyone
has
development.
one.
Yeah, everyone's got one.
Except
Nintendo.
no. Call of Duty.
Oh,
they
yeah.
they never do. I think they did show off this one.
I wouldn't have known.
So yeah, speaking of Call of Duty.
Yeah, where was that?
MIA until later.
Yeah,
And we figured where they went, which is kind of funny considering. Oh, I guess
Yeah, 'cause
Xbox isn't selling well. We gotta move.
historically they always open up with Call of
Yeah.
Duty.
I
So
didn't even notice.
yeah, no, that's where like I
I mean,
thought
that
it
was good. That's good on Microsoft's part.
I know, but like I thought it
filled
was like
gaps.
it was probably like I think like it's a little sad on Activision's part, and that like I
don't
mean
even
I know
know
I'm not a
Where
big
the hell was Activision?
but it's like I'm not a big Call of Duty guy, but like
Neither am I.
I didn't even notice that Call of Duty wasn't there until it showed up later, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that one's pretty good. The big thing, I guess, hardware-wise, 2 big things. Backwards compatibility.
That's huge. I mean, I don't really know how in-depth it's going to be. I don't think they're going to do the Halo games, considering they have the Master Chief
Right.
Collection. So I think they're going to be pretty picky with their games. I know I saw their list recently. I think there's 22 games.
Well, I know they plan to have 100 by this holiday.
Yeah,
but,
that's a lot. I hope Sneak King is on there because everyone loves that.
so I think like
But-
it's most comparative. It's kind of comparative to PlayStation Now.
Yeah,
but,
except
like,
it's free.
so like there's a plus and a minus. The plus is that like these like, if you've ever owned the game, it's free. Whereas in PlayStation Now, you gotta rent it or whatever.
I think there's good and bad for both. I think
Yeah.
the good thing about Xboxes is that it's free.
Yeah.
And if you own it, you get it. The only thing is that if you don't have the game, you will literally you'll have to buy it. And sometimes you can't. Sometimes you won't be able to.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just really difficult to get a game nowadays, especially if it's older.
Well, no, you can. Well, so like
Or not digitally. You can't digitally own some things.
Well, so that's the thing is like the way theirs is working is you put in the disc and it just proves that you own the game, and then you actually have to download it, which I think is the bad part.
I have a feeling you will not be able to. If you take that disc out, you will not be able to play it.
Well, it's like I feel bad because like that's the part I don't like because they already seem to like with how big games are now, like games like
It's gonna
50
be big.
gigabytes. I don't know if you'll be able to like download that many games. You're probably gonna have to keep your Xbox 360.
Yeah. So the thing is, you're gonna get either buy huge hard drives with it or not. But the good plus side for Sony is that if you don't own the game, you can digitally have it. It's emulated. That's how it works. So it's all digital, which is nice in a sense because then you have a backlog catalog. It's just that if you own a game, you won't be able to play it. That's the issues we have. There's and you have to pay.
Yeah.
So there's give and take for both. I think both are really good services. It's just I don't think that it's just an answer to it. I don't think it's this groundbreaking thing because things like this already exist.
And then the other new thing is their Elite controller, which is overwhelming for me. I mean,
Yeah, it'd be a little too much for me.
So I guess the two of the big things are like they have like 4 back paddles.
Don't
on the
even know what I'd be
controller.
doing. That would be like.
I don't know how I would.
I
never,
feel like I'm a weird tentacle man.
That's too many buttons for me. Like I would not be able to cognitively think about
The
like, 4 extra
N64
buttons.
controller almost feels like there's too many buttons.
Well, there's like and so I mean for people who can do it, props to you.
Yeah, I guess.
Not a controller for me, but the other thing I thought was weird.
Cool mapping.
I like the mapping, the swappable components, the new D-pad. That's a little weird. It's like it looks like a stop sign.
Yeah, that thing looks weird. Could be good.
I don't know if it's like for
Their D-pad sucks.
yeah.
Historically, it's basically
Year after year.
I don't really know what it is. It's basically this thing.
Yeah.
It's just it's
It's
this.
just mush. It's just mush.
It's just no good. It
yeah.
sucks.
The so
always
I
been bad.
I mean I haven't felt it, but like I don't know how much better it is.
It looks bad, but I'm hoping it's okay.
And you can you can swap it out with a regular D-pad, but I don't know if it's necessarily better.
We'll find out. I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool to have a new controller because then that kind of shows that hey, we have this hardware that's
Yeah.
kind of being developed. But I just think it's nothing really. It's nice. It's just nothing too
Yeah.
blowing away.
Now, one of the funniest moments of the conference, EA Access came out to reveal.
Dude, I was so hyped. I was silent.
Yeah, like so was everyone else. Like I just love it. Like he talks about like I know you're all excited for Madden 16. Starts clapping. Silence.
Yeah, I think everyone was speechless. I think everyone was like, "Oh my god!" They couldn't speak, or they really don't like it.
Like it's just because it's the same game year after year. Don't reveal like it's like.
Well, it's that people don't care anymore.
Yeah.
EA.
It's kind of the
people
wrong
don't care too
crowd.
much. Well, I mean, it's people want to know,
Yeah.
so they're gonna show it at this, but I don't think people care as much as they used to.
Yeah, and I feel like, but like if they're gonna do like the big news was that like was about EA Access, but what they should have done is focus less on Madden and focus more on like the regular more hardcore games. So like not just the sport games, but like something like.
I mean, there are some hardcore sports players.
Yeah.
It's not. Maybe not.
And then they talk about Plants vs Zombies, Garden Warfare 2, which is more Plants vs Zombies.
It's okay. I mean, I played it.
I mean, I know some people really like it. I thought the orange guy, he was like literally just like an orange.
Yeah.
He was pretty cool.
I mean, I like playing the computer game. That's fun.
And then
But this, I mean, I don't know.
Forza 6 looks
Great as always.
realistic. It always looks realistic. This is apparently more realistic. I can never tell.
Is it?
I don't know. That comes out this year.
Everything's kind of everything is really. I think that they need to really up their game.
Yeah.
They're too much of the same.
And then here's the reveal that I was torn by: Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
Well, it's like so. Like Bloodborne just came out in February. February, right, or March?
I have no clue.
I don't remember.
I'm just not
time kind of flew by. But Bloodborne just came out. Love that game. Like I enjoyed Dark Souls when I played it at my friend's house, but Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2 just came out. What, like a year or two ago?
No.
How
That
long
came
ago?
out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's like 2 years ago, but like they're already like Dark Souls 3 comes out.
Dark Souls 2
next
had like
year.
a re-release on
Yeah,
PS4.
but like I feel like
Xbox.
they're making too many too fast.
I don't think it's too many too fast because I just think that it's different. They're not the same companies.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Bloodborne is a different IP. It's the same.
Oh, I know,
game,
but it's like
basically.
I'm just worried that like they're gonna start making Dark Souls try to come out every few years.
We'll see.
Yeah. But like I mean, like even the second one, like I've heard good things about the second one. So
It's great.
it's just I'm just worried that they might start making too many. Yeah. Otherwise, they talk about The Division, which is
Looks cool.
yeah. We've seen it.
Cool stuff,
Rainbow
yes.
Six Siege looked pretty cool, but we've seen it.
Yeah, it's all right.
Gigantic. I couldn't even tell what that was.
No?
I said like
Gigantic.
4 versus something.
That's nice.
Cuphead. They only showed like 5 seconds of it last year. They showed.
I remember you wanted
15 seconds this year.
It's funny because we looked that up.
Oh, it was so hard to find last year.
It was so hard to find. So if you find more information on it, just pretend that we were the first ones. We built the hype for you guys to just jump on our backs. So like, thank you.
Oh my God, just like
to us.
I'll probably just overlay some gameplay here, but it just looks like a 1930s cartoon. It's just like, oh my, it's like It's almost like you imagine Disney would sue them because like it just looks like it's like straight out of it. Like everyone, like every little movement, there's all these little subtle things. It just it looked so good.
It's so funny to hear this again a year later.
I know, but like they've showed so much more, and the Cuphead can't do wrong. I'm so so happy. It looks so good. And it comes out next year, which is nice to know. And they showed a bunch of indie games.
Yeah, good for them.
I think
indie games are important.
Yeah, and I think the big exclusive one they have is Below.
Below looks sweet.
Yeah, it's basically like
cool.
It's like a really tiny Dark Souls. You're like this big on screen.
It looked good.
Yeah,
I was like, man, that looks fun.
I mean, you know how I am with a lot of indie games. I really
hit or miss.
I don't know, but it's like for me, it's like most of the games I'm playing now have been indie games.
Oh yeah.
Just because, like, especially the one that hit you in the feels, or just have a really good vibe to them.
Oh yeah, there are a lot.
Yeah, and then one thing that surprised me and kind of hurts. I was a big fan of Gone Home. Played that on PC.
Yeah.
Tacoma, they're from the same people who made Gone Home, exclusive to Xbox and PC. Which I guess I can play it on PC again, but I've loved how many of these really big indie games have gone to PS4, and I was really hoping to
play Gone Home.
Yeah.
Well, can't win them all.
Yeah, so Tacoma, I'll probably I guess I'll play it on PC. Ashen, I couldn't really tell what that was. It's an exclusive though. Beyond Eyes, which I guess this is the year for blind girl games, because
is it?
I can't remember.
Is that the thing?
Yeah, so like Beyond Eyes, it's about a blind girl, and it's all watercolory kind of look, and like different noises kind of reveal a little more of the world around you. But it's really beautiful art style.
I still think it's why blind girls.
I don't know.
How many blind girls have you seen in games recently?
This is at least the second one in the past.
What's the first?
I can't remember the developer. Oh no, it's from some of the guys who did BioShock. I can't remember the name of their studio.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
What if that was that one? I think it's actually kind of cool because that one, this girl is blind, but it's kind of like Daredevil in that she can kind of see things based on sounds. Like when the wind's blowing, you see these wispy blue lines. Oh, yeah. Otherwise, it's like pitch black, and then like if something falls on the floor, it quickly creates like a loud burst of like blue outlines. But then it goes straight back to pitch black, and that one's more of a horror game.
That so sounds like it.
So you got like two different sides of it, but like still like blind girls, like
come on, build the hype for the.
This is the year. This is the year. But yeah, and then they started something new called Xbox Game Preview, which I think is a pretty decent thing. It's so like early access has become a bigger thing, especially with Steam. But the fact that you can do early access, but you have a free trial before you decide if you want to buy the early access game. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's just combining demos with it. And then Rise of the Tomb Raider, which Xbox exclusive. It's
time to think. I'm almost certain, kind of.
There's so much confusion because they keep saying Xbox exclusive,
and then I keep reading
that it's time.
It's time.
I hope it's time because I want to play it.
I think it's more.
Yeah,
more
I know you didn't love the first one.
It was okay.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it enough to play a glitchy version of it where the 10 o'clock positions of my joysticks didn't work. So when I would aim, I had to do this. But no, I had a good time with it. I mean, there's 2 ice picks now. That was the only icy mountains. It looked fun. It looked like an adventure.
Yeah, I mean.
And it comes out this year. Uncharted doesn't come out this year, so I can play both.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, all right. I miss the old Tomb Raiders. I mean, I love the old ones, so this kind of is like it's just not the same to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same adventure to me. It has too much action, less adventure.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider historically was more adventure.
We'll
action,
see if they've tweaked anything with the second one.
Doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
But then Rare. Xbox is finally using Rare again.
Are they
besides
now?
Kinect games? I mean, so like
technically,
the 30 games for $30 sounds like a pretty good deal.
Oh, sounds amazing. I'm jealous. It's $40.
$30.
That's what I meant.
And it comes out August, which is not far.
Oh, good. I mean, that's great. I think that's awesome.
So you got like a number of the prominent 3D ones. You got the old 60. You got N64. You got Super Nintendo, NES, and then you've got ones that I had never heard of well before from the 80s.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Like I think that's really cool, and from what I've seen gameplay wise, like,
it's awesome. It's just, are they really like? They're not the same.
No, and you can see that in like Sea of Thieves. They revealed their like first new game. I wasn't interested in it.
What is that?
It's like a first-person multiplayer pirate ship fighting game.
That's not a Rare game.
It didn't seem like it.
So what people need to realize is that Rare isn't the Rare.
It's not the same people.
It's not the same. Most of them have left.
I mean, a lot of the ones that we think, like at least our generation thinks of, like the Banjo-Kazooie ones, they're now making Ukulele, that Kickstarter game with the chameleon in the bat.
They're not. Yeah, they're not.
Like that's Rare.
Rare has changed way too much.
Yeah.
And it's not the same. I don't think people. I think people.
It's not just a name.
It is just a name, basically. Yeah. It's just...
Well, it's like even when like people want like retro studios for Nintendo to make Metroid Prime again, like a new one, but it's like a lot of those retro guys have left. I mean, some of them are making Recore, stuff like that. So like they've moved. A lot of them moved on to Halo, which you can kind of tell when you watch Halo 4. Like it just feels different. So yeah. And then I was actually surprised that they showed off some HoloLens.
That looked cool.
Yeah, I don't know how...
Am I supposed to say that?
I was like, I don't know how real it was.
I don't know how it's supposed to look. That's all I have to...
Yeah.
Everyone's so hyped, and I don't know. How am I supposed to believe what it is? I need it on my head.
Yeah, like that
to
one.
know. There is no reason to show it off.
I mean, it's like with
all... This is what it looks like, because I don't know how it's going to... be perceived in my eyes.
Well, that's why I liked,
all I need.
We'll talk about it later, but like Sony showed off a little bit of Morpheus, but it was like quick, just like saying like, these are some things we're doing because you can't experience it.
You cannot.
It's something you gotta try
You need to
in
test
person.
it, because you show it off, you're going to give the wrong impression potentially.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to look.
Yeah. So that one, I'm unsure. I'm surprised that they did that, and then they also have partnerships with other VR people.
Oculus.
And then closing the show with Gears of War 4.
Yeah.
Gears of War 4. I guess the thing, I even wrote it down, the people were normal sized.
Yeah, they kind of looked not as jacked.
Everyone was like this, whereas like...
It looked like a Gears of War game.
Yeah.
I was never too interested in those games. I played the first one. I beat the first one. I don't really care for it.
Yeah.
I beat it with a friend of mine. We had fun, but I also thought that...
It's a series I don't have to play. I can play with a friend and then not care about any of the others.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I didn't get the hype. I didn't care for it. It was mindless, boring action. I just didn't...
And I think the one time I played multiplayer, I didn't know how to play, and so I felt like people thought I was trolling because I was literally asking, I was like, how do you dodge?
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, so I guess...
Wait, you didn't even mention Fallout 4. They brought that, they talked about that, yeah.
Oh yeah, but we've already talked about it in another video.
We always have to bring back Fallout 4.
Fallout 4.
But they talked about the modding, but it actually is going to be on PS4 as well, eventually.
Yeah, I mean, that is a big hit for like to get Fallout 4 in your presentation, because
be cool.
It kind of associates it with
by
that
association, console. They got lucky, man. I'm like, dang. But you know, it's Fallout.
So I guess words for
one word.
One word. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll do that for every video. One word to describe the show. For me, it's the. I guess for me.
You can't only one.
There, like THERE. It was there.
That's pretty good, I guess. Mine is expected. I expected everything that they showed off. There was nothing I was surprised by.
Even this?
No. The only thing I probably didn't expect very much could have been just the rare thing, because I know how few games you can go back and do that stuff. So I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I wasn't surprised. So.
Yeah. So
good job, Microsoft.
Those are our impressions. Once again, yell at Manny Wagner. That's MANN. I think on Facebook it's MANUEL, Manuel Wagner, WAGNER. Yell at him for not being here so we could bring a little more hype, make this a little more positive for Microsoft.
It wasn't negative, was it?
It was. I guess we can't carry the hype for it though.
I'm hyped about.
Exactly. So join us, below. Join us for the next video. We'll talk about EA, talk about their press conference. See you there.
Why is this the
Microsoft
one?
Because this is my favorite.
I thought you would have had another one. I thought you would have had one that was actually like their big reveal.
No, I didn't do them based on big reveals. I did it based on my favorites. That's why.